What's going on today, guys? Cal here at Cal's Garage. Today, I'm going to be doing some work on the old 84 LTD Crown Victoria. It's my everyday driver, kind of. And it's been giving me some fuel pressure problems lately. So, I've changed the fuel pump on it. I changed the fuel filter. I actually did pull the carb apart and throw a carb kit in it while I had it apart. I changed a bunch of the rubber hose underneath the fuel line. I put new steel line pretty well front to back in the car, and then just replaced the rubber pieces that hook to the pump and the sending unit. And it's still giving me fucking problems. So after further investigating, what it does is it'll work fine once I get driving it hard, which I like to do every now and then. It loses fuel pressure and it'll quit, it'll stall, then it won't start. And then when you do get it started, you can't touch the throttle because then it's going to quit again. Real pain in the ass. So after further looking underneath, I noticed somebody's put a new tank in this car at one point. And whoever put the tank in has pinched the vent line right off. So I'm thinking, hopefully, that could be the issue. There's a chance that it's not, but I'm going to try that first. It's not doing it any good, pinched off like that anyway. So I'm going to drop the tank down, hopefully just enough to get that vent line unpinched. I don't want to have to drop the whole tank, but I'm hoping that the studs are long enough that I can just lower the straps down enough to get the tank down, just to get that line unpinched off of there. I'll take you guys under and show you what I mean. But, hey, there is a chance that it's not, because I do recall one time cracking the gas cap when it quit on me, and I don't, now that I get thinking about it, I don't remember it working any better. So it's hard to say, but I don't know if you guys can see or not, but right up right up. Oh, you son of a bastard. What the fuck is going on with this thing? I'm gonna have to edit all that out. And I know my light sucks. So, right there. You guys see that? You can see that for sure. So, that's pinched off pretty good right there. But anyways, I've replaced a bunch of the steel. And, it's still giving me fucking problems. So, I've come to the conclusion that this is what I'm going to do. Because I know from previous experience, the way these Fords in particularly are set up, the sending units in the side of the gas tank. So the tank goes up behind the rear axle, actually, and behind the seat. It goes in between the trunk floor and the seat. And sending units in the side. And what happens, even when I changed this new fuel pump, actually, as soon as I disconnected the fuel line from the pump, it wants to naturally siphon itself out. So, what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to fix this vent line out in the parking lot here and just rip donuts for however long it takes. And see if it quits again. It'll usually quit once you're driving, you get her into about third gear and you're driving up the highway for about 5 minutes. It'll get into her. And especially if you're giving her some RPM. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix the vent line, take her out, rip donuts. Now, I have already once when it quit on me before, right away I cracked the fuel line at the carburetor and it was bone dry. Which tells me that either A, there's something that is causing the pump to stop sucking the fuel to the pump. Or if it's a faulty pump, which I've seen before, it's not pumping it, obviously from the pump to the carburetor, because it will naturally feed once it's primed, kind of that line. It gravity feeds to the pump once it's been sucked up through the line. So what I'm saying is, what I'm going to do this time is rip donuts again. I'm going to take the fuel line off at the pump. If it's pissing fuel out of there still, well, then I know it's not a fuel supply problem to the pump. It's going to be a pump supply problem to the carburetor. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to say, if it's pissing out at the pump, well, then I'm going to say there's no issue with the fuel getting to the pump because it's there. I'm going to say it's probably a faulty pump. So that's what I'm going to try. It's too dark under there to try and film and do the work at the same time, so I'm just going to drop the tank down, try and fix this vent line, then we're going to go out and rip some donuts in the old girl and see if it stays running or if it quits. I have my suspicions it's going to quit again. So then, like I said, I'm going to see what's what, if it's either fuel supply or, you know what I mean. Anyways, and by the way, very important. I don't claim to be a professional by any means. I just do, I just do what I know how to do with what I got to work with. I improvise, and I just use the knowledge that I've already got. So, I'm always looking for input. If you guys have some better ideas on stuff or suggestions, love to hear them. So, yeah, let me know. All right, let's get started. All right, guys, so I was able to drop the tank down just enough to get that rubber vent line unpinched. So I got it sitting where it needs to be. Let's fire this old girl up, get her outside, drive the fuck out of it, see what happens. Alrighty. Alright, guys, gotta kind of prop the phone up here against another vehicle because it keeps blowing over. So we're gonna rip that car around and see what happens. Try not to hit anything. Alright. Well, guys, it hasn't quit yet, which I kind of think it would have by now. Doesn't mean that it's not going to, so I'm thinking maybe I'll take her down the road and actually just see what's going on here. See if we can make her back home. All right, come for the ride. Okay. Take you guys for the tour with me, why not? So, we had some pretty close calls there. Just about smoked the tow truck a couple times. Which, to be honest, I was more worried about the tow truck. But, probably would have handled a decent hit. It is glare ice in this driveway. Well, I don't think I'm making things too much fucking better, really, but... You know what, I don't feel like opening the gate, so we're just going to cut across the front line here. Go for a drive and see if, well, this thing quits or not on us. Little shortcut I take every now and then right across the front lawn. But I only do that in the winter time. I don't do it in summertime when it leaves ruts and all that good stuff. All right, well, let's see what happens. Back roads are a little slick. Actually, they're really slick. Yeah, so usually when, like I said, if I'm driving the bag off of this thing is when it'll do it. And then after it does it, well, then you're pretty well screwed unless you let it sit for quite some time. So, I don't know. I'm going to do a loop around the block back out to the highway. And I'll be able to get my foot into her a little better out on the highway. She's a little more sketchy on the back roads. Like already we're doing 100. And, well, I don't really want to go much faster than that. You know, without walking home anyways. Okay guys, so I went for a really good drive. I drove the bag out of this thing and or off it, either or. And well, it seems to be working good. So fuck, I don't know, maybe that vent line was the problem, which I mean it makes sense, but like I said before, I could have swore I cracked the gas cap, took it right off and tried it and it was acting up, but who knows. So for now, I'm going to say that it's working okay, but I will take it out again and put her through her paces and, well, see if we can't fuck shit up or whether it's fixed. All right, till the next one, take care, guys.